Testing, testing. Mic check, mic check. Okay, looks like we got volume here. Hello, folks, and welcome back to Top Down Traders video and podcast for today. Well, I'm going to talk about today's price action this morning. So it's going to be hindsight. And also, before I end this video, I'm going to set up for the afternoon session, which here in Pacific Standard Time starts at 3 p.m. If you look to the bottom left, you can see it's 11:04 a.m. I'm locked out for the day until 3 more hours. I've already reached my target. Uh, I got a couple of combines that I'm trading. Uh, kind of show you. Uh, well, let me show you what happened today, this morning. So what I'm going to do now is talk about. Let's go to 8 o'clock. Start at 8 p.m. I'm going to start putting a bunch of lines on the chart, and I'm going to tell you why I'm putting lines on the chart. This first line, this vertical line, is 8 a.m. There's a macro that starts to spin off at 8 a.m. And more importantly, you see here we had a news driver today, the U.S. initial job claims, which was high impact news that went off at 8:30. Okay. Then I'm gonna move down to 9:30, right, where the market opens, where the U.S. Stock Exchange open, and then I'm gonna walk you through something. So I'm gonna blow this up. So let me label these to help you identify, in case you weren't paying attention. 9:30 a.m. session open. Now it's labeled down here, right? Here's your 8 a.m. 8 a.m. pre-market open. I'm going to change that because I thought it was at the bottom, but I'll put it there at the bottom on the text. I don't want it in the middle, but I want it on the bottom. And I'm going to change the font size to 12. And now I'm going to teach you something. And then I'm going to mark 12 o'clock, which is lunchtime. Okay, right? Uh, uh, and let's say lunchtime. I think I have one titled lunchtime in here somewhere. Do. We'll use 11:50. 11:50. So let's go 11:50. So lunchtime macro, which is right there. Notice that. Okay. All right. So let's dive dive into this price action this morning. So, what would I want to title this? Well, I'm going to show you some things and maybe we'll work out a title later. I could use a title called Judah Swing, which is a trade setup that happens typically in most markets on a daily basis. And if you're new to trading, there's three things that happen every single day. The market goes up, the market goes down, and the market goes sideways. That happens every single day. Okay. So let's see if I can get this to show up the way I want to. Okay, so let's scroll that down. Okay. So I'm going to label this here too. This should be labeled AM low. I'll call it internal sell side liquidity. What should I call it? I'll call it that. Then I'm going to go to the here from the 8 a.m. the almost the highest point from 8 to 8:30. I'm going to label that as buy side liquidity. And now let's discuss what happened, okay? When the market opened at 8 a.m., at 8:10 the macro started, which is about here at 8:10. Also at 11:07, I mean at 7:50, there's a macro that started, and I'm going to put that here. If you haven't seen my video on macros, I encourage you to uh, go back and find that video on macros. Uh, where's 8:30 macro? 8:50 macro shorts. Okay. Uh, in time past, at the 8 o'clock, you notice I have time and I have it labeled short because typically that particular macro is going to cause a retracement to the downside. Now, knowing that ahead of time, could you profit from that? Knowing that at 8:50, or this should be 7:50. I'm sorry. This is 7:50, right? Excuse me for that. Let me update this real quick. But there's one at 8:50 as well. Do I have a? I should have a 7:50 macro. 7:50. There it is. Yeah. Uh, okay. 7:50 London macro. Okay. So at 7:50 every morning to 8:10, this macro causes price to make some changes. Typically, it's going to do two things. It's going to head or run towards inefficiency, or it's going to run towards imbalances. And it's going to seek out stops, okay, or inefficiencies. And then at 8 a.m., 10 minutes after 8 or 7:50, or 10 minutes after 8, there's going to be another macro. And in this case, it was right here. So from 7:50 to 10:10, there's a macro. The macro begins to go down lower, cause price to go down lower. When you see this 3 bar reversal, that's a swing point, and you want to keep an eye on 3 bar reversals. Okay, I have a drill for new traders to train, not to trade, but to train to recognize 3 bar reversals, and also this was a 2 bar reversal. Uh, you can use this first bar here as a reversal signal based on the body's candle and the wick. It was pushing downward. But when you see this upward wick and it closed lower than it opened down here and went up. So that is a 2 bar, in my opinion, reversal. Now let's talk about what happened at 9 a.m. Okay, let's go over to the 9:30. Now, with the strategy called the Judah swing, which is taught by many traders today, you can name it whatever you want. But this particular pattern happens typically every morning. When the market opens in the morning at 9:30, you want to wait a few minutes. Some people say wait 30 minutes. Some people say wait 5 minutes. Everybody has their opinion on how long you should wait. And the market's open now, so where it's not where I want it to be though. Let's go back to the 1 minute state and focus on the 1 minute there. So when the market opens at 9:30, it's going to aggressively take a position. And here's a big secret. It's going to run to the opposite level where it really wants to target and then reverse. What do I mean by that? And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean in this hindsight video. Uh, and after I do this, I'm going to set up for the afternoon session and get my chart prepared. So again, this blue line is the 9:30 open. Price ran down quickly. It took out the lows to the left. See this low? Price took out this swing low. Let me do something different. Let me just annotate what I'm doing here this way. Uh, this short-term low. So price took out this low, and as soon as it took out the liquidity here, it ran to these relatively equal highs here. Eternal buy side liquidity. I have different names for it. I can call it equal highs and lows, a short term high, whatever term you want to use, but it's a high of the candles. So the one that it really took out was this last one. Well, these relatively equal highs. So what did price do at 9:30? And typically it does this every day at the opening bell. Price is going to run for liquidity, either lower or higher. And then after it takes out that particular low, it's going to reverse position and take out the previous highs. In this case, there were relatively equal highs. That's your one trade setup for life, by the way, your Judah swing. Now, once price then attacked this side to the left, again, these are relatively equal highs. I could have labeled that equal highs and lows, double tops, whatever. Then it consolidated from this level to this level, and I call this consolidation. Wait for the breakout. Okay. So that's what happened this morning. And it happens every morning. So by 10 o'clock, you could have been done trading for the day. And that's kind of what happened to me this morning. Once I hit my target, my system locks me out to prevent me from over trading. That's why I have to wait 3 hours and 28 minutes before I can get back into the market. So you can trade and have sniper entries when you understand at 9:30 in the morning, every morning, when the opening bell rings, price is going to move very quickly. And it typically moves first away from the direction it really intends on going to. But I can say that a different way too. It opens first to run out the stops and take liquidity before the algorithm turns in a different direction. And some people call it, Michael calls this a Judah swing. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it uh, the first trade of the day or the best trade of the day. And that's all you really need to do every single morning. And you don't need to be in front of your charts all day. So you can actually trade the first 30 minutes of the market and you're done for the entire day. Depending on your contract size, your account size, or things like that, you can make a couple of $1,000s in a few hours. I mean, in a few quick under 30 minutes, and go about your day. But it's a matter. It's about having that sniper entry. It's about knowing what the market's going to do after it hits the micros and the time of day. I can also label this message time and price because every day at the same time, price is going to make big moves. It's going to make a huge move. Now, as I told you before, I'm locked out for the next 3 hours. So I'm going to move my time frame to the 15 minutes and reset my chart up. I'm going to set it up for the 3 p.m. hour. I'm going to move to regular trade knowledge real fast. Let's take a peek at what we're looking at here. I'm getting rid of this. Okay, so just to recap what price has done since the 20th, it took out those lows from last week. Right now I have a sell side liquidity here. I'm going to put that as sell side. I'm going to go to the 4-hour chart, reset it here real quick. What am I looking at? Why is this thing so crazy? Here go trading view for you. Okay, so that was starting to come clear. Okay, so let me go see if I can make this give me more information here. Okay, let me just remove all this and start over. Go to the hour. Boy, I don't know what platform you guys are using, but this is the 1 hour platform for trading view. And it's kind of tricky here this morning. Wow, okay, so pull this down. Trying to make this chart look right. Let me go to electronic trading hours. Maybe that's the issue. Okay. Well, this is a big rally. And I like big rallies. In fact, I'm going to mark this big rally right here. And I'm going to use a different strategy uh, on this big rally. And bring all this down. And I'm going to wait for a order block to flow. Now on the 1 hour chart, we have some lows to the left. Does that wick go that far? Hold on a second. Wow. See this long wick right here? I'm going to measure that, and I'm only going to use half of it. So I'm going to call this here 50% of the candle's range, aka something I need to lock in, okay? Because price may end up coming back down here eventually in the PM session, and I want to be watchful of that. And this is going to be sell side liquidity, and I'm going to lock that. Again, I'm just prepping for the 3 p.m. Opening, the slow markets. It'll be 6 p.m. in New York. I'm going to watch because we had a big rally today, and I want to measure this move if I can. So that was what was it? Almost 400 drop move from here to here, 387 point, I mean, 387.25 drop in price. And I could even use, I didn't, no, I just want to use that wick. If I took it up a little further, that is the entire session, from here, that makes this huge. No, I'm going to use this wick. I'm not going to use all this price action. Uh, well, this is for the entire session, though. That was from 1600 yesterday. So I'm going to lock this, and I'm going to use this for my PM session. And there's a strategy I call, you can find on my YouTube channel or join my group. I talk about when you see big rallies like this. All right, so I'm going to go into what we have here. What's this? Jobless claims from this morning. Tomorrow's news clip is going to be Michigan's sentiment's final impact. So that's tomorrow. I'm going to go down to the 5-minute chart. And then military time is on the bottom. We have 12, 1:30, 2:10. So we're looking at 1800. We're going to start 1800 is going to be the 3 p.m. session. There it is, right there. 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Why is that always at the top? Man, let's change that to 12. Let's put this on the bottom. Let's go here. Let's redo this template. Save as. We're going to replace this template. Replace it. And now we have our 3 p.m. opening price, and I'm going to lock that. So again, what I'm doing is setting up the trade for the 3 p.m. open. There's a few more hours left in the afternoon session. I cannot trade until another 3 hours and 19 minutes and 49 seconds. But I'm preparing my chart for that open. I'm reading the price action, and I'm going to highlight some areas of interest, like this high right here. This is an internal buy side liquidity. This is a internal sell side liquidity. I'm going to put a Fibonacci. I'm expecting this to go bullish, but it could go bearish because if I'm not mistaken, why is this over here? Let's get rid of this real fast. If I'm not mistaken, we have a low that has not been taken out here. So I'm expecting this before the close of business today. Expecting to go up some and taking out this low, then go back up again. So I'm going to anticipate this move. It may or may not do it. It's a high probability that it will, however. So I'm going to bring this down, include this low, because I think price is going to come down and attack that sell side liquidity. It could do a lot of different things. It could bounce around. Let's get rid of this one and redo that. It could bounce around a lot. Uh-oh. What is it doing here? Come on, stop. It could bounce around a lot. From here, it already bounced to here, to there. Back down again. But ultimately, I wanted to take out this low and scream and go all the way down to this low. It may not do it now. It may do it in the next session. But if it does take out that low, how much is it taking out? Let's see, what does it tell me? 79.5 points. That's a good little run there. Uh, if I was able to trade, what I would be doing right now, I would do a breakout trade. I'll go short once it goes below that line, and then I would buy it back or close the trade at that line. That would be the strategy that I would use if I was trading right now. And if I want to see what that looks like, it would be in a trade now. I'll put my stop loss above this swing high here, and I would target here. And then I would put my stop loss behind here or here, because I see these wicks in here. Yeah, or somewhere in here. Uh, but more importantly, that's how I would set this trade up, and I'll be ready to go. Let me lock this as if I had taken that trade, but I cannot trade until 3 more hours. But if I didn't lock myself out, I would be in this trade right now. That would be my stop. This would be my target. And then I would look for potential reversals. These are sniper type entries. Uh, I have another strategy that I'm going to use later this afternoon when I can trade. Let me go out a little bit further and see what we see here. So what else? What else is back here? Come on, computer. Update, update. There we go. What else is here? Update, 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 update. I'm not seeing nothing here. Let's go to the daily chart. Reset this real fast. Why is this doing this? So if I go to the daily chart, you see there's other lows it can take out potentially here. Relative equal lows and highs there. Let's go to the side over here. What are we looking at? We have a lot of downside potential here. I see something that's really important right here, and this is on a daily chart. I'm going to mark this area here because this is very, very important. FYI, this is called a volume imbalance, and price always return to that volume imbalance. You just don't know when it's on a daily chart, but I'm going to lock that in too. We still got further downside. We have another volume imbalance here. I'm going to label out because price has to come and fill these areas. The question is when. The answer is I don't know. It just will. Uh, volume imbalance. Let me get rid of that one because that's the wrong. That template's not done right. So it's number two. Number two. What? It ain't two. It's number one. Number one. Or is it too small? Oh, it's just too small. So what that means is I have to change the font size to 12, and then I'm going to change the name to 1 dash. I'm going to save it as 1 dash. You know, in this platform, it's nice to make templates, but you really don't have to. In fact, you can have so many templates in there. Sometimes it's just easier for you just to create it right there on the fly and don't even worry about it as long as you know what you're identifying. But we have a lot of downward potential here. Oh my goodness. Again, these are daily candles. So let me assess this in a different point of view. If I can find the candle. Where they go? Come on, price. Reset the chart. This is crazy. Yeah. We're doing futures, folks, so you don't swing trade in futures other than from one high to the other. You don't do daily swings because they close the markets at the end of the day and they want to balance their books. So not every broker is going to let you hold every night, and the broker I'm working with don't let you do overnights. They close the market every day from 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, and they reopen it at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So there's a closing period of 3 hours every day, Monday through Friday. Opens back up at 3 p.m. on Sunday. But okay, so we have this one candle here. What a huge candle. Oh my goodness. Look at that candle, y'all. That's huge. Come on. Okay, I'm going to go back to a lower time frame because this is just crazy. Okay, so what happened? So the price pulled up again. All right, so we didn't get stopped out. Remember, I would be going short here, so it's pulling back. And why am I using this Fibonacci here? I would be using this fib to this area, locking on that fib. Why did I do that? Well, I'm just measuring this bearish candle actually, and that gives me an idea where I could put a measuring Fibonacci for targets, but I already know the target. I'm going for the target of the lower low, but this also gives me an idea of Fibonacci type targets. So I can either scale out or scale in, but the target I'm going for, again, is down here. We may or may not get there, uh, but that's trading, folks. Now, the reason why I'm measuring this particular wick and put a Fibonacci on it, it's telling me, based on how deep it pulls back, the strength and the momentum of this candle. But I have a 3-bar potential reversal. Here's a lower high, a lower low, and a higher low. These three candles tell me potentially a reversal. I don't believe that or subscribe to that. I would even add to my position right now. I would add on another contract or micro or mini because I'm confident it's going to go lower. Typically, if I add on to a position right here, if this was one contract, I probably would add on 2 contracts right here. What that would do is bring me to break even a lot faster. So again, uh, this is I'm not in an active trade right now, but this is the trade setup that I would be in if I were able to trade. But again, I can't trade until another few hours here. But if I was able to trade right now, this is how I would be trading. And here's another hint. You want to go short on the green candle, not on the red candle. That will help you prevent a lot of drawdown. And if this candle doesn't break this level here, or even that wick, uh, this candle's kind of, the momentum on this candles are kind of weak. It did break above the 625s. Uh, some Fibonacci's is this is the 618, but I didn't customize this Fibonacci that way. I kind of did it in eighths. So I like the eighth Fibonacci. Uh, so now we're breaking down. I would be triggered, a little more drawdown, but this is a 15-minute candle. Let's go down to a 5-minute candle. How many more minutes we have in this candle? We got 3 minutes and 14 seconds left remaining in this candle. We're getting some downward pressure now. Let's see how this candle's going to close because that's what's important. But again, I'm not going to open up a trade until this line hits. In fact, I'm going to turn this. I don't have to turn the colors, but I'm just going to change the color on this line. I'm going to change the color on this line to orange. Can I get that to work for me? Nope, it's not going to be in the right one. So lock that. Let's go to, this is what I'm trying to open, and it won't let me open that. Okay, so this is when I can trade 3 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when I can open up a trade. I was just going to change that color yellow to make it stand out, but it's not necessary. I'm going to remove that. Your path indicator. This indicator right here is called path, right? Um, I would be in profit. If I did 2 contracts here and that one was 1, I would almost be at break even between the entry point between these two. I'll be almost at break even. That's why I would do add on there. And I won't add on anymore because I limit myself to how many contracts I'm going to do a day. But that's a part of your sniper entries when you can see the setup before it happens. And there's different type of sniper entries on different types of trading methods or strategies. There's a lot of trading strategies out there, and all you really need is one. The one I mentioned to you today at 9:30 open. Again, just to recap, at 9:30 every morning, the market is going to move very quickly. It's going to run looking for liquidity in either the high side or the sell side. Or, and once it takes out that liquidity, it's going to reverse. And that's going to be your one trade setup for life right there. And that could be you could have sniper entries, knowing exactly when to get in. Uh, we haven't talked about fair value gaps. We haven't talked about double bottoms, triple bottoms, order flow, pullback strategy. There's a lot of different strategies you can trade, but all you need is one strategy that you work consistently, do it every day, and you can add multiple strategies if you like, but it's not really necessary. If you become consistent in one strategy that you like, that's all you need to do. Just find one strategy that you can identify and recognize quickly and work that one strategy. And right now, again, I'm just setting up this chart for plan A when I able to trade. I'm going to identify this swing low, and then I'm going to have also put in place a plan B. Okay, so that's plan A is to go short. Plan B is to go long. Plan B is to go long, and I will be targeting this inefficiency right here because this is a bearish fair value gap, and I would lock that. So if price comes up to here, it can reject and go back down. We did push up pretty strongly, but my stop, my red line in the sand, had I been in this trade, is right there. We're going to see what the market does. We do have a reversal signal here. This is your 3 bar reversal down here. I'm not on the 1 minute chart, but this is what it looks like on the 1 minute. If I was into watching and monitoring the trend, I would use this angle right here. If it takes out this high, then it's going to attack that high, then it's going to attack that high, and then I see a fair value gap inside a fair value gap, but just on a different time frame. If you really believe in your strategy, you can add on another one here on this bar. I don't typically like to add on when bars are going down. I like to add when bars are going green. So I need to go down to the 15 second and see what's going on here. Okay, so price is price, right? Back to the 1 minute. I see it did the order flow pullback strategy on 4 candles. I see a potential inversion fair value gap right here, but it didn't uh, really do that. It didn't stick and stay, so it's pushing back downward. I have multiple targets, up to 5. This green, that green, that green, that last green, and then my ultimate green is down here, so that's the level of 6. So I can either scale out as I get lower and lower, uh, or scale in. Again, my stop loss is here. I didn't get stopped out. We're still in a trade. And I can also talk about something else here real fast as I rant and rave. when you learn how to trade, you have to be patient too. And I'm going to bring something else to your attention real fast on this 1 minute chart. I'm going to bring out another macro at 14.15. There's a macro in price right here too. I'm just going to find the one that says macro, algo time, lock that. Now I'm gonna let this macro start, and it's gonna end at 10 after 15 right here, and this is gonna be macro time as well. Algo macro, let's lock that. That one locked. That one's locked. Let's see how this algo or macro. It's actually a macro, so algorithm, macro algorithm coded in the computer. A macro is a set of instructions that it tells the computer to carry out. For example, it may say, go higher, to find the stops or the liquidity above, then run to the downside. Or it may say, run lower, take out these stops, pull back, and then continue to the downside. And you can find out what the macro says and what it does if you just monitor within these two time periods. And you can note what time that macro started. You can note what does the macro do, and you should also note the day of the week it is, because they can change the macro per the day of the week. So on, for example, today's Thursday, the macro could be written, it's Thursday, it's 11:45 a.m. The macro is going to start in 5 minutes. On a Thursday, from 11:50 to 12:10, I want the macro to run like this. And you can code it for Friday at 11:50 to 12:10 on Fridays. I want the macros to run like that. So it could be coded if and when, and then. If, when, and then. So when you code it in computer language, if, when, and then. If it's this time, run like this. Or if it's that time, run like that. Then run like that. So it could be coded if, when, and then. Those could be hours, days of the week, and even on Sunday. But the algorithm, the macro, is going to control how the price is going to go. It's not supply and demand. It's not your order book, like they say, but it's actually the algorithm that's controlling price and how it's delivered. So you could do some sniper entries when you understand what time of the day it is, when the macro is going to start, when it's going to stop. The best one that's most popular is the early morning one at 9:30 when the market opens, because it does the same thing every single day. I told you the market does three things every single day. It goes up, it goes down, and it moves sideways, also known as consolidate. We're getting another pullback here. Note we have a swing low. We have a lower low. I think I have those little labeled. Do I still have those labeled? Template, lower low. Uh, Lower low, right there. Bingo. There's your lower low. Actually, that's a higher low. So go back there. It's a higher low. Template. Higher low. That's a higher low. Here's your lower low. Your higher low. Here's your higher high. Your lower high. These are all swing points. I have a retail trend line on, monitoring that level. We're actually going to a triangle pattern. Depending upon how you want to look at it, this could be a descending triangle. When you learn retail stuff, you'll learn something like this. They put a trend line here instead of that line. If you look at this area here, you see it starting to pinch down. It's got to break out between one of these two levels. I'm betting on lower because we haven't taken out this previous low. It doesn't have to now in this session, but again, I'm setting up for just under 3 hours when I can open up another trade. Right now, I'm locked out, but I'm up today. I'm up for the day, and I'm trading multiple accounts at one time. So I have a master account, that's the leader trade account. Then I have a following account that's following. Uh, so I'm trading two accounts at one time. This future broker is called Top Step. In fact, let's go and see if these guys are talking right now. They should be talking right now. So let's log on to see what these guys are talking about. Here's just some of the coaches. Let's play and see if they're talking now. Okay, so they're. I'm going to unplug my headset and mic so you guys can hear what they're talking about.
Delta. Push.
Looks like the market's coming to get me. Coming to get me.
Look what they get out and push.
It's coming to get me.
There's some size up here of the minis.
Oh, that's a brick and wall at the moment.
They're trading the S&P 500 there. Let's go and see what they're looking at. I'm going to change this and see. They're paying the S&P. I'm going to go to a micro S&P. They're trading the MS. This is what they're trading right now. I'm going to clear this. This isn't. Oh, let's clear the drawings. They're trading this right now. I think they was on a 5 minute time frame. So this is what they're looking at. If I was going to trade this, I would outline my smooth highs and lows. If I was going to trade this, I would be bullish right now. I would use a different strategy that I call the order flow pullback strategy. So I would be buying right now. I'll buy on this bar, and I would want to get out. I would want to get out right here at this line. That's what I would be trading right now. And this is a bearish order flow. This is, I don't know how to use that one. Yeah, but I have one here called bearish order flow, so it'll be just fine. The bearish order flow. Bearish order flow. Here it is, bearish order flow. That's what I would be trading right now. I will be lock that in. If I was on the ES like they're on, I would be going long right now. Then I'll check the time frames too higher. There is a downside potential here to here, and maybe that's what they're looking for. They're probably looking down here for these targets. But because of the time of day, I would anticipate this something like that. I could be wrong. If I was in this trade, I would be going long. I would be entering here. My target would be here, and my stop loss would be tight, just below those candles there. So I won't be risking a whole lot, but that's a more than a 1 to 1. It's like the 1 to, what is this? 1 to 10. Yeah, that's what I'll be risking. And I wouldn't be putting on a lot of contracts, just for a micro, just to protect my assets or capital. Uh, but that's what I would do if I was trading. But they're targeting here, so that's not a bad choice. It can actually go both ways. I've seen the market go up to here, then slam back down to here. but its price is returning to this buy side imbalance, and it's trying to clear that. So it's a high probability that it will reverse down to here, but the question is, how long will it take? Again, when you trade, you have to be patient. But that's what these guys are trading. Looks like they're trading short. Let me pop back in here and see what they're talking about here. You may, so they're targeting. They're on the 5 minute charts. They're about to close out for the day. You can't hear them, I don't think. All right, so they're done. He's short. He's trying to short this market. So what he's doing is, I don't know where he got in, and I don't even care because everybody trades differently. He's trading that. So you can actually have, you can actually have, watch this. I got templates. Plan A, Plan A going long, and you can have a template, Plan B going short. So you always have to have a trading plan when you trade. I encourage all my students to know when you're going to get in and know when you're going to get out before you even make the trade. You can put in limit orders, and once price hits the target you set, it'll trigger in, and your take profit targets can be set as well, and your stop loss can be set as well. But I would be going long if I was trading this because I'm a bull, optimistic, right? And if I go short, then I'll just reverse it and go short, you know, to recover any drawdown or loss. That's why you need to be proactive before you trade. You need to plan your trades in advance so you can be a sniper trader. Well, that's it for now, you guys. I thank you for tuning in. I'm going to upload this video on the YouTube channel and also maybe post it. I don't know. I don't know where it might post it, but if I wanted to send it to Twitter, I could take a snapshot. How do you send this thing to Twitter? Save layout, switch themes, reset the. Open the screen. It used to be an upload. Oh, that's on my other platform. It's not on this one. Okay. I have a different platform through TradingView that would allow you to upload this stuff instantly to Twitter. But I'm going to take a snapshot. No, I'm not going to take a snapshot because I got it recorded. But if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, DM me if you have my contact information. I'd love to help you learn. I do have a course that I'm rebuilding that you guys can purchase if you could, for you can get all the content at one time a lot quicker. It's going to be reasonably priced. It's my forex course is $497. I'm going to upgrade that with a new platform that I'm using because I can actually trade forex on this particular platform as well. Um, and if you want to learn how to trade, continue to plug in or just buy my course. It's a great investment for yourself. You'll make your money back if you're consistent with one trade set up for life early in the morning. Morning opens at 9:30. What I told you earlier in the video, the market is going to do three things every single day. It's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to go sideways. And there's certain times of the day that are better than other times of the day. In my opinion, the best time of the day is the morning open. So that's just my opinion. You gather your own opinion, your own trading style and method. There's a lot of different strategies out there that you can learn. And I'm going to post this, and I might use my thumbnail sniper entries. Um, but there's a lot of different titles I can use for this. It could be plan your trades ahead of time. Have a plan A, have a plan B. Um, I can label all kind of different things. But thanks again for your time. I've been recording here for 54 minutes and 38 seconds. I appreciate your time. If you like, please rewind, Go to the video once again. Take notes if you're serious about learning how to trade. Take notes if you're serious about learning how to trade. Take notes if you're serious about learning how to trade. Kevin Garrett out with Top Down Traders. Until next time, stay blessed.